Thank you for tuning in to How Did You Get There, the podcast where it's all about the journey. It's about the twists and turns that have brought people to where they are right now. This is the season finale, so after this episode, I will be saying goodbye for a little bit. And it's so bittersweet because How Did You Get There has been a part of my life for the past 4+ months. And I've enjoyed all the conversations that I've had with the different guests that have been on the show, and I've learned so much from all of them. You know, what I've learned more than anything is that everybody's journey is really unique and that you can only seek to be on your own journey while being inspired by other people's. So for this episode, it's a continuation of the last episode. If you've watched episode 19, then this is just picking up where we left off. If you're just joining to watch episode 20, well, I hope you enjoy it. And you might need to just go back to the one before for a little bit of context, but you learn a lot about Jamaica, you learn a lot about Marlon, and, you know, hopefully you will enjoy it. So here's the continuation. We have so many ambassadors of Jamaica living across the world. The diaspora is very strong. They crave for everything that's Jamaica because it's a reminder of home. It's so nostalgic. And plus, I'm sorry, nobody does it better. I'm going to say it. And so I was saying to you that I would just love some Chippies banana chips.
Chippies! Now we know. If you know, you
Hold
know.
on, why people keep
Chippies!
telling me that St. Mary banana, and I'm from St. Mary. I love St. Mary, but St. Mary banana chips cannot compare to Chippies.
Listen, we is a Chippies people. I find that these what you call them? Gen whatever them be.
Whatever them be, the young people them.
Yeah, the young people them. Listen, we are Chippies people. And
Chippies people. And that's it. Okay, hold on. Because I keep having arguments with people about this. Tasty or juicy beef?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a sellout. I'm a tasty person. I started with juicy beef as a country boy.
Hold on, Marlon. No. Tasty is the only patty.
But I am now a tasties person. I'm sorry, country people. I am sorry. Forgive me. But I am now team tasty.
My friend Ferrari says, actually, it's not tasty or juicy beef, it's Devon House patty. She swear by it.
No, Devon House patty is nice. But I'm going to tell her a joke. Devon House patties are made by mothers.
You're too lie. So they don't make it in the brick oven by themselves?
No, I think the overall company must make it, send it, and them deal with it and think. Listen, just like how some people can argue about sugar and spice, I'm like, my G, a taste is make sugar and spice. They just bake it at sugar and spice.
Oh, yeah. Well, sugar and spice patty tastes exactly like tasty patty. So I figured that out. But who make a better cake than sugar and spice cake though? Because
I'm gonna say I don't mess with sugar and spice cake. I'm not a cake fan overall. I'm not
a cake fan, but I just listen. When I go to Jamaica, I just want a slice of sugar and spice cake. We can pretend.
What you want
pretend that it's my birthday.
It's the memories.
Probably that's true.
It's the memories, auntie.
Probably that's true. But what has burial done to us? Because I mean, Jamaicans after burial, you know that we don't take anything seriously, right? So people saw the visuals and they're like, I'm sorry, we're praying for Jamaica and you're partying in the rain.
Yeah, that's a different issue. But let me see. As it is, because how the whole barrel came out is because we said, I was telling Phoebe that you might see a drop in banana chips and so forth for a minute, because the banana industry, what I saw, the initial report from banana board was that 80 to 100% of the crop was destroyed, and now I'm hearing it's more like 100%, like literally everything flat out. So I expect to see a little bit of shortage soon and thing if we don't get everything up and running. But outside of that, in Manchester, St. Elizabeth, and Westmoreland, a lot of damage was done. And St. Elizabeth being the breadbasket of the country as such, I do expect some spike in food prices, shortages, and spike in price also. But I know St. people and Manchester people and Westmoreland people are very resilient and so forth. So I am hoping they get everything done up and running again soon. I must commend. I see a lot of private sector initiative, just private, not just private sector, but private citizens doing their best.
Oh yes.
To try and help my brethren the other day, the man open up the back of him jelly. You know, they've not fancy up with him bends and him flinging tarpaulin, him putting board, him putting power saws, nails, whatever he could find really that could help, and just throw it in a van and drive down to St. Elizabeth and just anywhere to stop and help. You know, I mean, random people cutting trees in the yard, moving it and doing
Yeah.
as best, and a lot of persons are doing that. So, the indomitable spirit of Jamaicans is as such. It's a perfect segue for why you saw people partying. A lot of the times what you see with us is a trauma response. It really is.
Mm,
We just say, yo, we're not about to ball about it. Cause if we take all by the things that happen serious, without we'd be constantly balling. So we don't ball, we
yeah.
laugh about it. That's why you see them say we take serious thing, make joke, and it's a thing for Jamaicans where it's not like we don't take it serious, but we're like, okay, what if we do? Might as well laugh, kin with teeth, and then just continue and fix it. I think it is our biggest strength and it's our biggest weakness. We are so resilient. We're so resilient, it's our biggest strength. But it's also our biggest weakness because a lot of times when I think things have happened in this country that we should rebel, that we should have get up and burn down this ass, but we don't because we're resilient, we just grin, cleanse with teeth, and we just move on. And I know that that resilient spirit is going to help us in this post-burial time because a lot of times we get hit with things. We get hit and we just we shake it off and we move forward. And and at the same time, when I said we are the kindest, meanest, rudest, most polite, that is us. Because in the middle of all of this, yeah, some people are party, but in the middle of all of this, you're going to see neighbors helping neighbors, people
Yeah.
sharing them laughs with somebody else, people random. I tell you, my virgin randomly just drive. Him not nobody at St. Elizabeth. Him don't have a soul there. He just pack up in vehicle and then just drive, go send and them just doing what them do and so forth. That everybody helping each other as such. And this is us. We are such a paradox. We're such a contradiction. You understand? The Jamaicans are an oxymoron. I really don't know with us because we are capable of such kindness.
Being in a country where people are, it's not that same sense of community, right? I could live in an area for ages and not know my neighbor. And in Jamaica, that's nigh impossible. I don't know if that's changed, but that's nigh
Yeah.
impossible. But I think Jamaicans embrace the world and we put our hands around the world. We'll cuss you if you have nothing to say about Jamaica because
Oh yeah.
there's
We
no
are
better
the one.
place.
But let me just explain.
Exactly.
Make we say it. Make me and Phoebe say bad things about Jamaica. If we
Yeah,
say it. You don't
exactly.
hear say it.
I would
You
not,
don't hear
I would
say it.
not, I would not wash with dirty laundry in a public neither. Cause we
Public, yeah,
not
we
care
are
where
cuss with
business
each
go
other.
road. We'll
Yeah,
cuss
we
with
a
each
cuss.
other and we
Right,
say it, but we're
listen.
not gonna say it on the mic. We're not gonna be like, oh, Jamaica is
No,
this,
yeah,
that,
you.
and the other.
Yeah.
Thank you
And
very
think,
much.
yeah, that's us and all. And then again, you as I said, Mary girl, me as a Manchester man, we are used to community. We are
Yes.
used to community like that. Like I couldn't get through to my parents right after and everything, and we showed them and we finally got through and them they're okay and all. But I know that the whole community rallying with each other, you know, helping
Yeah.
each other as much as they can because that is us still. Um, yeah, you have little changes, but I think at the core we're still a very warm people. We're still a people
Yeah.
that care deeply about each other, and we're still a people that going to reach out and make sure say everybody, especially in hard times. I think you see the best of Jamaicans when it's hard times, when
Yeah.
things happen, when like burial happen, you see the very best of this country. Other time, yeah, we are right. You're on your own. So even the people partying, it's almost this fatalism they have. They're like, yo, it's a come already. What we are gonna do? What are we going to do? And they're probably saying, yo, we don't know if we'll get for party again because that based on what was being said about burial, category 5,
No,
we must say don't
burial
mash
was.
up.
I was really scared when burial was
Mhm,
making its way.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
and
And
it's
she didn't
so
even.
early in the season as well,
Mhm,
Marlon. So
mhm,
I was thinking,
and,
whoa, if burial is coming like this at this point.
mhm. And she up in Canada right now. I work and travel. She there on. Because I know she just a taper out in a Canada. You know, like barely upon work and travel.
Beryl, no, Beryl can't conquer us. Beryl just go everywhere. She just get a visa. She said, "May I touch everywhere?"
She tour everywhere. Fly out through the Caribbean, take off piece of the US, decide say, hey, okay, let me just drive across the border and Canada at the same time. What a girl can conquer us.
Hold on. Let's move on from Beryl still, because I actually have, we say how Jamaicans are a paradox, right? Yes. I said to a friend of yours, I bet you can guess who it is. I said to them, I'm gonna interview Marlon. So everybody's
Nadia.
probably listening. Everybody's probably listening and saying he's so intelligent, and yes, we just love his point of view. So I said, I messaged her yesterday, and I said, so I'll be interviewing Marlon, and I would love to include a surprise question for you. So if anything comes to mind, let me know. Do you know what her question was?
No, some foolishness. Why is this girl the bane of my existence? Why? Yo, listen. She's the most stubborn person. That's why she can't grow, That's why she can't grow. You're just damn stubborn.
She said, Marlon, she said, when are you going to stop being such a junkro? That's my question.
When you grow.
So let's talk about paradox.
Nadia, when you grow taller than 5 foot, I'll stop. In fact, yeah. Because right now, you ask her, 4 feet 12 inches. That's it. Listen, in other countries, you have to have, and it's almost kind of a code switch, and you have to be situation appropriate. And I think in life also, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
So wait. Spit that one there again, Marlon.
I said it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Oh,
so people need to know that you have the capabilities and the duality to handle whatever and so forth. I think Jordan BP just actually said you have to be absolutely savage and be a savage, but then learn to control it, because that is remarkable. If you are not capable of actually doing harm, then you're not. It's no great nothing. You're just peaceful. You're not peaceful. You're just incapable. Peaceful is when you are capable of doing whatever, and then you decide, say, peace is the way. So yes, Nadia, you must have the ability to handle whatever life throws at you and all. And then you decide, say, hey, peace and love is the way forward. Yeah.
I love that. And this is why I love my evolution, because I always say to people, I am evolved now, but Dottie Phoebe's always just right there.
Right there.
Just right below the surface. Do not bring her to the surface, please, because so you cannot handle her.
Every time I say, and I look at when I see the members of your team, and I will call them your team, the whole firm crew from them, and I see the evolution over the years of, family people and businessmen and women and so forth. And I love it. But then, we were appropriate for wherever we were at the stage of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is it.
Absolutely.
We're appropriate for that stage of life. And as we grow older, you learn. And I would not give up those times for any other time, because I think them time they make you who you are today. And
yeah. And I always say to people that, life is a journey, and as I go on this journey of life, I learn about different parts of me, and I'm at the stage in my life where I'm not even striving for perfection, because a long time, I'm a Virgo, okay, and them say Virgos are perfectionists, but for a long time I was just striving for perfection. But now I'm at a point where I realize that I am multidimensional, and it's fine. And I'm learning to love all parts of me and understand all parts of me and why these parts of me exist. And because I'm learning to understand that, it means that I can navigate this world in a more balanced way. But the imbalance is always just there. So don't think that just because I'm here smiling, you're going to try it, okay? Don't try
it. You probably have. And I'm quite sure a couple times, in Britain, you had to stop and
oh yeah. It's very difficult for you to get me out of myself because I don't care enough. And I don't mean that to say I don't
No.
care. It's just that I
Yeah.
know the things that matter. So unless
Yeah.
you're the only person who get me out right now is my 15-year-old in a Marlon and get me out all
And they
the
should. That's their
time.
job.
No,
That's their
Marlon, it's
job.
a hard job. But
It's what
you
it
know
is,
what?
job.
I can't wait. You need to bring back the Jamaican dads.
Nah, it's the episode's still running. It was just that we had not gotten to do we had not gotten to really explode it like how we want, because we had ideas of it being not just that. I think we have not used like the more modern, and I don't even say modern, what's happening right now, because we have a podcast, but the fact that we don't have like a TikTok channel and things like that to drop the shorts and all
Oh,
that
I
stuff
hate
there and so
TikTok. Oh,
forth.
I
Yeah,
hate
no,
TikTok.
but guess what?
Hate TikTok. I'm so
That's
old. I
where,
hate
yeah,
it.
me too. And that's his problem. Well, we all.
I hate
So
it.
we're like,
Instagram I can play. But you know what I want to see you do, because I'd love
mm,
you see my little troublesome 15-year-old. I'm gonna lend him to you for Jamaican dads, because it would be nice to hear Jamaican dads' perspective with these Jamaican kids who are kind of living in other societies, so they have a different
British,
perspective.
British
You know, he's
Jamaican.
not. Listen, my accent is really poor because I've been here for a while, but I still can't do it. Everybody here laughs at me, so I'm gonna leave that one alone, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
but
let's leave that one alone. All right, I have another question for you. Can you have a lot of hot
yes,
takes? The chopper them a chop, right? The chopper them are chopping.
yeah.
So if you're not Jamaican and you are listening, chopping is the entrepreneurial side of the an
Scammer them.
industry. Yeah, they're scamming. It's not legal. So
Yeah.
do have you found then, so beryl has come, or
Mm,
agricultural industry has been wiped out because of the devastation of beryl, more or less?
mhm.
Are youths planting, do they want to get their fingernails dirty and their hands dirty,
Um,
or is it, or are they, do they prefer to go on TikTok because it's so much easier to make money? What do we then do
all right.
with this rich kind of earth that we have, that is so full of potential, and for a long time that was the source of income for Jamaica, agriculture. So
And I
what's
think
happening there?
the truth is the youth. A lot of youths are rediscovering agriculture. They are
Hmm.
rediscovering agriculture because um, I think food security. More and more people realizing that food security is important, and thing. They The issue is this, and I think for a lot of youth, the issue is simply the fact that, and this is where government comes in, has to come in, is that the type of funding that they would like or need to get into agriculture is not readily available. Unfortunately, it's hard to get an agricultural loan in Jamaica, believe it or not.
My family's from this area called Bernard, right? There's tons of land, very fertile, verdant. What about people who have all of this land sitting there? What's stopping
Um,
them? Because you've got the first thing you need,
yeah.
somewhere to
Oh
plant.
no, yeah, but a lot of those persons, people who have land and have land, usually are people who have means already. So agriculture might not be the first thing in their mind. They might already
Hmm.
have a business that's being successful, but you do have people who are going into it, who have the lands and stepping into it. I think because we originally start about what the youth are doing and thing, and the youth a lot of times don't. Well, some of them don't realize that agriculture is a path they could take. But even if it's a path that they could take, they don't have the startup capital. They don't have the land. They can't get a loan for it, and thing. So that is really it. I think if we're going to expand more in agriculture and more youth in agriculture, it might need a proper government-led initiative to say, "Hey, this is what we're looking for," and showing people that money is to be made in agriculture, because there is money to be made in Jamaica in agriculture. I don't think I don't think 10% of the demand for Jamaican ginger was fulfilled or has been fulfilled over the last few years. So that's one area we can get ginger, pimento, spices,
Listen,
things like
don't
that.
tell me about pimento. I know people who have made so much money off that little black thing that in my
Hmm.
rice and peas, I'm gonna try to take it out because I'm biting into it. Like, why
I
am I biting
mean,
into
yo,
it?
me can't. My food no
Marlon,
cook without pimento,
not
Pimento
with.
affinite.
I live in England. I may have more pimento than you. Don't make me go for the bargain.
That's what I'm saying. So money is to be made. So a lot of times that the
Absolutely.
youths don't, or they don't have the patience, because, like in the case of the pimento, you have to have 5 years a tree. Yeah, it'll take 5 years. Not many persons have the resources to do something for a tree to grow for 5 years before
Yeah.
they can start reap. Same thing with nutmeg and all them something. There's a lot of money to be
Yeah.
made of nutmeg, and not just nutmeg, but the mace and thing of the nutmeg. So
What about
and then
marijuana though as well? I'm sorry. What about marijuana? Because when you look into in LA, everybody and their grandmother is I think it's legal if I'm not mistaken. And if you think
it's
of a country
decriminalized, but
that is,
mhm,
if you think of a country like people assume I don't smoke. Even when I was at university, I did not smoke because my friend said she's
I
already
know that.
crazy. We're not gonna, you know that, right? So I
I know
don't
you
touch
never
the
smoke.
thing. I don't touch the
Yeah.
thing. But that being said, why is it that
Marijuana
other
in Jamaica.
places are kind of looking at marijuana, making money off
Hmm.
it, and we're the home of marijuana, I would say,
Hmm.
and we're not
Yeah,
doing
in the
anything
West,
with it.
well,
Why is that not
because
happening?
because just to get a license is a rigmarole. Getting a
In
license
Jamaica?
from the Caribbean they getting it from the Cannabis Licensing Authority. I wouldn't say rigmarole. The requirements for a license is not easily met, but even for easily met, you still don't need people to go farm and do the farming of it anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
it still comes down that it's funny that um you bring this industry in, and to really go it the quote unquote legal way requires a lot of money. I don't think
So
any,
the
and
average
then
man can plant
can't jump
weed
into it.
and yeah.
You can plant it, you're just not going to be selling it via dispensary, because I know I still can get my ganja on the road if I wanted, or
Oh, I mean,
wherever.
I've
You
been
still
at
can.
parties where there are entire tree branches walking through, my
I
dear.
walking
I know
through.
this.
You know
It's
that.
kind of
You
like you
know.
took the entire branch, sir, to sell it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, when am I don't think it even, in fact, I think dispensaries in Jamaica actually end up making Jamaicans happy. The average Jamaican will smoke weed and buy weed on road, end up having to spend more, because the dispensary them so expensive that them can raise them price and say, well, the dispensary our cost more, and thing. So I don't know. Unless again, because I think Jamaica should have been a place where cannabis tourism is
This
big.
is what I'm saying. This is
Yeah.
why I don't understand why in LA people are going there, they're traveling there for that
Mm.
reason. And let's
Yeah,
move
and
away from
Amsterdam
even
and them
looking
place
at
there.
absolutely. And it's not, I think people always think about marijuana and only think about it as a drug. Listen,
Mm.
medicinal
Medicinal,
use
exactly.
of
Because we
marijuana.
did, but then we were the forerunners in creating, I can't remember the professor's name, out of UWI, creating a glaucoma medicine from marijuana. So,
No.
and not today we are doing it. And this was long time ago. This was before any decriminalization of marijuana. So we have known of the medicinal properties and so forth. It's just with a lot of things, if it's not private sector led, and I think the government probably have too much a whole heap on them plate, but a lot of things seem to have to be private sector led for it to really happen, and thing.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening.
Okay, I have another topic for you. I'd love your take on the state of Jamaican music. Go.
Wow. You know, if you'd asked me this a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
my answer is that would have been falling-ish. Falling-ish.
Okay,
But
a year
that would
ago.
have been. Mhm. I think
What
what
was
I'd
happening
say
a
is
year ago, though? What was it that you were
just
seeing a
more
year ago that would give you that
all of
perspective?
them songs. No, it's the same music. Just my outlook kind of shifted, because I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna be an old fogey. Because the truth of the matter is, just like how their music annoys me, I'm sure my music annoyed my parents. And the
Ooh,
thing is, I am sure, like, so for me, I give them all the grace. It's not for me. One or two songs, me like, yeah, Ray. One or two artists, me will say, yeah, like, I have all the time in the world for Massacre. I have all the
I'm
time in the
sorry.
world for
You say
Massacre.
Massacre, me say Cranium, the melody god.
Cranium
I am
sing for
telling you,
Uno. I own him sing fine,
I,
girl. So it's fine.
I Cranium,
Yeah, yeah.
Cranium. Just keep
But then,
crooning because you're
yeah.
it.
But then that's the thing. It's still these older school type, traditional type DJ
Yeah, I hear
that we
that.
listen to.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand? Because you could have put Massacre in 2000, right in the middle of the cartel for the
That
war,
is
and he would
true.
have it would have, yeah, that's the type of flow. You understand? But these type of things that we're hearing right now and so forth. And I'm like, what the hell are you? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Is that why I'm not hearing it on the radio here? Well, I don't really listen to the radio, but
No,
do you think
no,
that's
you're
why
not
we're
gonna hear it.
not hearing it in the mainstream? Because what
No,
I'm
because
finding is
no,
that it's just
they don't
not.
even do clear. But they don't even do clean versions anymore.
Stop it.
A lot of them don't. You know, like how Cartel, with that
10-speed
Cartel thing say,
bicycle. 10
yeah,
speed bicycle
right
is
on
a
it, yeah.
clear.
And it's, yeah, and even Cartel
Right?
them say, me
But
never
even
catch a fish. God know, God know, God know. Most of them don't, because the thing is, because of the radio ban in Jamaica, it don't matter even if they do a clean, their music not dependent on radio for bus anymore. They're not.
yes, because there's so many other mediums, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So they don't need to do a clean version. So I was hunting the other day for a clean version of Squash Big Breeze for use for something for a reel I was doing. I couldn't find a clean version of Big Breeze. But you see, like Massacre still does um radio friendly versions. Like him have Like Goal,
Yeah.
Like Goal and the
Oh,
street
oh
version.
yes, I didn't realize that.
Like Goal
Yes.
title. Exactly. He does. You see? But then
Is it
he's not
because
thinking,
they're not thinking about the music as an export, like as a product?
yeah,
Because if you're
and
thinking
things
of
like that.
your music as a product, you're thinking, okay,
Mhm.
how do I ensure that my music can be consumed on a
Mhm.
broader scale? This is why we
Mhm.
need you as the minister, Marlon, like Marlon from Minister. No, I'm serious, because I think you
Yeah,
have the vision.
but
I'm
then
not, no
I
disrespect to the people who are there. Sorry, just
yeah,
in
but
case you
it's just
think
a
I'm
change.
disrespecting you.
No, I know I said, but may I say what the thing is, um you can create the environment, but the thing is that music going to lead itself, and even though it's going through this right now, it might cycle all the way back and go back to our old school style and thing and so forth. So they you have there's something to be said about quality control, because you used to have gatekeepers for the music, so you used to ensure say just the quality come through. But then again, sometimes the gatekeeping used to keep out some real different creativity and
Yeah.
all. So but the youth them some my thing, that's why I said a change in that. So the youth them do what them are doing. Let them figure it out themselves, and whatever. Nobody forces me to listen to it. I can still be stuck on my pre 2013 music.
I
It's
listen.
fine, not 2015.
I love my nostalgic music that reminds me
Yeah.
of when I was in my 20s, and
Mm-hmm.
I used to just, yeah,
It's like for me
just.
right now,
And by the
when
way,
I
young
listen hip
girls,
hop.
me can still all of us. So nobody thinks so because we're all like, me can still all of us, yeah?
And that's like, and for me, it's like even with hip hop, I am so much. I'm far more likely to play a Wu Tang than I am to play a Future. I'm far more likely to play a Biggie and a Tupac than I'm to play any of these new things. And when I hear them, I'm like, I can appreciate them. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's a nice beat. But for me, for something I'm gonna listen to, when I go bounce, yeah, I listened to Eminem's new album today, like the new one him just dropped, and I'm like, yo, yeah,
I
it's
don't
it's
want
it's.
new music from my nostalgic artists. I'm sorry. Like, I
Oh
don't
no, but it
necessarily
sounds like it's
want
old
new.
music. It
Okay, but
sounds
I'm
like it's
saying
old music, yeah.
unless you yeah, I don't necessarily want the new stuff, which is really bad because we're supposed to support we support them, and I do. I ensure that I buy the music because I'm gonna support you. But Marlon, I'm conscious of your time, and I'm gonna wrap this up because I could not ask for a better season finale because I think you're such an inspiration. You do so many different
Oh,
things.
stop me
But
blush now.
no. You know what I value about you? Like, I haven't spoken to you in over a decade, and it's the
Yeah.
same Marlon. You've experienced so much growth. You're a father now, but you're the same Marlon. You had made a post on your Instagram where you said your fear is your fuel. And I was looking for the actual question that Nadia sent because she's actually sent a question after she had to be herself. But you said that your fear is your fuel, which I find really profound. And she asked, which of your greatest fears was the hardest to overcome?
I don't even know if man. overcome it, yeah. And I fear failure. I fear dying and not. I fear that when I die, it's a relief to the people who I love. Like they're like, oh, thank God. Whew. I don't want that. I don't want them suffering like in pain, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to know that I've left an impact. That's one I think. But overall, my fear is failure. You know, failing at my biggest fear right now. Actually, again, ties back to failure is messing up this job that I've been given to raise that young man that's on the wall over there. And think,
See it here for me, Marlon. I think that I listen to you talking, and I'm wondering if we're using the same life manual, because my biggest fear has always been failure. And I'm raising a 15-year-old black boy in Britain, and
oh
he
yeah.
continues to make a lot of questionable decisions. And
Hmm.
it makes me look at the way I've parented and the decisions that I've made. And I
They're
can't help
gonna do.
feeling like
Listen,
I
them
am
are gonna do it.
failing you. I know. But however, it is hard to see the people that you love the most. And sorry, husband of mine, I love you too. But you see, my kids right now, when they're at this point where they can't go into the world and do it on their own, I feel a sense of responsibility.
And we are
And
responsible.
how do you overcome that fear that you're not literally producing somebody who's not going to be their best selves, or somebody who is going to ultimately make decisions that can change the entire course of their life?
I don't know. I mean, all I do is, you see, at the end of it, if I can stop and say to myself, I honestly and sincerely did my best. I think that's it. I look back more time and say, you know, and I assess what I do, and I know I mark myself very harsh because I really said to myself the other day, and I really need to make more time to play with this boy, like just real me and him play time.
Yeah.
But then, you know, simple things like that. I just said, for me, I don't want to raise a child that will need to have therapy because of his childhood that I want, and at the
But it's
same time, I
inevitable,
don't.
isn't it, Marlon?
I
It's
don't think so.
inevitable. No?
I don't think it's inevitable. I think, I think, I think what I like I'll use with me. A lot of things that I even fought my parents on, I came fully back around to their way of thinking later in life. I may
Yes.
just know say I saw it going go. And pick me I gonna need sometimes no matter what you tell them say fire at them I forgot go find out themselves sometimes. And you just have to just hope say you do your best to know so them don't do something that is going to end their life. But
Mm.
they might learn from it. And we can't them have to experience some things, some hardship. The things I was talking to some kids the other day at said Benedict's prime minister and I said a primary and I said, don't be afraid to fail. Failure teaches you things that success cannot. You
Mm-hmm.
have to fail. And we are going to be, me and you as parents, we are doing them a disservice if we try to shield them from all failures. Them have to drop and chip up them knees sometimes. You know, them
Ooh, but
have to, they have
I
to.
just don't want you to fall. I just don't want you to
No,
fall, because
me
I
no.
know you're gonna trip over that big rock stone right there, and I see you
Yeah,
running towards it, and I'm saying to you,
yeah,
just move to the left now.
yeah. But guess what? You see, the thing is, where I look upon it is this: the small fall where you don't shield them from, them will learn from it. So guess what? They will know it's a future, a big fall that could really do them damage. It veers them away from it. Them they and themselves know say, oh, hold on, easy, we can't run here so fast because this might happen. So it's almost like it's I call it like vaccination. And with vaccination, you get a little bit of the disease, so your body know if you react to it and fight it. That is it with parenting. Sometimes you have to allow them to fail because that's your vaccination against the big disease later in life, or some serious thing in a corporate, some serious thing where they want mess up in a corporate, or they want do some things or so forth. You know, or sorry, you punishing them for, let's say, thief piece of meat out of the pot. You punish them for it. So them know say, I don't put your hand in the bank's pot later in life. Little things like that. You see me I say, you have to allow them to fail. And you have to make them, and you have to hold them accountable too. I believe as a parent, the biggest disservice you can do your picnic is not punish them for some things with them do, not sanction them for some of the things that them do. Them have to learn. Them have to learn. It is and like our parents, let me say mine, I thought about it where our parents maybe brought up on abuse at times in old Jamaica because them believe your picnic should be seen and not.
It's a Jamaican cultural thing as well. It's they didn't know better. They weren't.
They didn't.
That's how they were parented, and they just kind of applied that approach to parenting to their children.
I gave my parents a lot of grace when I think back on life. I had to stop and say, yo, my parents were young when they had me. They were young. They did the best they could with what they had and what them know. And what them did know is that, yo, picnic mess around, you beat them. I think I know better, so I don't. And then the grandparents that they are to my son, it's so funny because they're so
Oh yeah. I listen, grandparents go and sit down because the things that you make your grandkids get away with. I couldn't even listen, me big no, and right now if I do certain things,
no.
It's like
yeah.
I have to keep reminding my mommy how old I am. I'm like, excuse me, miss. Grown her. But Marlon, you started. No, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just saying it is. But it's fine because if they parent the child, they get to spoil the grandchildren, and if they spoil the child, they'd have to parent the grandchildren. So.
And this is why I can't wait to be a grandmother. You see, man. Like I'm just like
I'm rotten, and then just hand them back.
I'm gonna give them all the sweets. I'm gonna make and you see if I'm babysitting them at your house, I'm gonna make them tear your house apart. Don't let's just Marlon, you started this conversation by saying that you wanted to leave a mark.
Yeah.
What is the mark that you want to leave? What is it that you want your legacy to be when people speak about who Marlon was and what he did in this world?
If them say, I'm having ways, but a good youth, I would be happy with that. Simple as that. Yeah, and I want my friends to can honestly say, him always did there for us, and I was loyal. I think my legacy will be, in most cases, loyalty. And my friends know that if me and your friend, I will take a hit on your behalf. Simple things, and I'll show way like just lend you support when every one of my friends is supposed to know that even if they got into a very bad position that's unpopular publicly, I'll be the person that's going to stand next to them publicly. If the whole world are flinging tomatoes at them, I'm going to get tomato too because I'm going to right beside you. And that I think would be fine. And I think no one of them can say, he was a good dad to his child. And, if my friends can say I was a good friend to them, like a real, actually good friend, then I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. When I say I want me, my mark, I'm not thinking about some world changing. I don't need to have a Usain Bolt type impact. I think if each of us do what we can in our own little corner and just be a light in our own little corner, the whole world can be dark. Because if everybody is being a light in their corner, the whole world going to light up. Whole world. I don't want to light up the whole world. I don't know if I'm capable of lighting up the whole world, but I want to light up this little world that I have. So my son can be proud of his father.
You started off by saying people define themselves by what they do. So I could have started this by saying Marlon is a financial planner. He's this, he's that, he's host, he's junior minister, all of the things. But I'm going to say Marlon, self-aware, a thinking, feeling individual, father to Judah, somebody who is just trying to light his little corner, a good friend, a loyal friend, a country boy who just want to be known as a good
country boy.
How did you get there? How did you get to this point?
I'm failing a lot. But every time I fail, not being afraid to try again. Um, I mean, it is you grow up, go your life the kind of set out. You go primary school, then you go high school. You're supposed to go university, and everything. And by rights, I thought it would have been this nice linear journey. I would have gone university. I would have done X. I would have become this. Blah blah blah. But I think somewhere along the way, from getting to university to this point, it's just been a whole different and more scenic journey. Start you with, stop you with, cut, come back to this, to that. Find out, say, oh wow, you have a knack for entertainment. So it's my life has not been anything I thought it would be, and I am okay with that because what I thought it would be when I look on it sound pretty boring now. What I thought it would have been, it sounds pretty boring now. What I thought my life would have been. So it just unfold. It unfold as it should. I think it has unfolded as it should. I think I give thanks to all of the valleys because all of the valleys provide me with a lot of lessons. A whole heap of lessons and everything from student loan that pressure me to um, you know being trying to find myself work wise, everything that's happening, it has done all it should do. It has done all it should do. And the only thing right now, I'd say, if it's just really my worry about making sure, say, I try guide Judah to a point. But if I had to leave right now at this point, at this age, all right, all right with that. Just outside of the fact that I won't be around for my boy, if I had to leave right now, I think I have done enough in life, experienced enough in life, seen enough, um, cry enough, laugh enough that I'm okay with it. I'm okay with leaving right now. Outside of the facts I'm warned about, to make sure, say, we keep nudging him, especially for them teen years.
Yeah.
Them teen years, especially. Outside of that, I'm all right. One thing. And no, Nadia, I'm not going to miss you. Just tell you.
You know what? On that note, I am done. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in to How Did You Get There? We have now done. This is going to be split in two. I'm cheating, okay? Don't
Don't
fight
worry
me.
about it. It's fine. We recorded a whole heap. We had a lot of whole.
We had a
Can
lot
stop
to
it.
say, and we didn't
Yeah.
even touch the surface. But you know what? The whole point of this podcast is to inspire people to go after their dreams. Don't just
We can do
sleep
it.
on it. Get up and do it. Get up and make it happen. Don't be afraid to fail. I think that's what Marlon said. And we've heard about other people's failures or dreams deferred. But you know what? You just need to do what you can do and don't watch what anybody else is doing. Do what you
Trust
can
me.
do for you
Your
because
journey is
your
your
journey
journey.
is your
Your
journey. It's
journey.
not going to be mine. It's not going to be Marlon's and it's not going to be any of the other guests, but it's going to be yours. And that's what makes it beautiful. So thank you very
Yeah.
much for supporting through season one.
And
I am looking forward to seeing you for season two.
don't
And
worry,
we'll
call me
hear
in. It's fine.
a lot of brilliant stories from unique people with different perspectives. It's How Did You Get There? I'm Phoebe. Thank you so very much for your support. See you next season.
Later, Felix.